Coming up next, to take a look at Trending with Kurtley.
And salutations to you, Tanaka. Thank you so much for that introduction.
You're welcome.
How are you feeling? Are you feeling trendy on a Friday?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Every Monday, Wednesday.
I never know what to expect.
You
like
never
I
know
say,
what you
sometimes
expect.
just
Because
bizarre.
one way or the other, you could be the one trending.
Yeah, and you never know.
You never know.
Exactly. So let's see what you got today.
Absolutely. That's all we have and more in our upcoming episode here on A Trending with Kurtley. Stay tuned. And of course, we welcome you to this very special episode this morning. And of course, this is also a time that we take a look at all things trending. My name is Kurtley Gwindi, Kurt by name and not by nature. Always excited to be coming to your screens every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. All the social trends, the viral topics, you name it, and we will talk about it. We begin by talking about a very, very special trend. Now, we thought that it's just in February where, you know, the month of love was being celebrated and everything to do with special gifting in the way of the musical instrument. Yes, that being, some call it the saxophone, some the trumpet. But at the same time, I think Pana Papa Pockets Hill and Cherukumambare Studios, even in Gweru at our central studios, Toiti Boso. And yes, Mkomanawe Boso has been trending, but in a different manner, in a different way. Sometimes the budget doesn't align to how you want to do it, specifically how some of these very, I think, highly acclaimed as well as lyrically acclaimed individuals who play the saxophone are charging these days. But that has perhaps that has no barriers or perhaps no holds barred with regards to what this young man wanted to do for his special one, his lover, on her birthday. Let's just watch. Love knows no bounds, love knows no formula, and perhaps love knows no air. It reminds me of that song by Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown, Tell Me How I'm Supposed to Breathe with No Air, because definitely, so I was like, oh my, for that. I mean, the gesture is good, and that's what women always say, right? The thought that counts. So, I don't know. You let us know in our comment sections, and please head to our pages at Trending with Kurtley and give us your views, thoughts and opinions on some of these clips we'll be sharing with you. And we can't go without saying this morning that, you know, we have Lieta Jacob in the studio. She speaks everything football. But I don't think that she's as knowledgeable as Gogo. Let's watch.
Ininga ndikuda kuti mumbonyatso ndiudzola ina apo yesiti mati muri munhu wesiti Gogo munoziva nani
City ka ndinoziva number 1 yacho Henderson ndozoziva midfield inana Bernardo Silva andoza defense ina ana Kanji na Stone ndozo za center forward ina Haaland na Doku
munoziva zvebhora kani ndakutoanzaona kuti kumadrid mimi mati munofarirana munoti best player yenyu ndiani
best player yangu kumadrid ndi Luka Modric. Chandinoda pana Luka Modric ndinoda humbleness and decency yake ndo pane kuyemura kwangu kwandakamunyanya because Luka Modric ukamuona he looks very cool asi dangerous i corruption international
Okay, you know what? Lieta's actually in studio. All I'm going to ask is, Lieta, in 10 years, 20 years' time, 30 years' time, or in 50 years' time, will you still have the knowledge?
This is me in 2050, Baba. 2050. I like how she knows all the positions, all the players. Because you know what?
What about the characteristics? Like humbleness and decency?
The humbleness I don't.
I love it. Well, Lieta, all I can tell you is that if you played soccer, perhaps, especially Ninyadze Haitiago, this is exactly how you'd warm up. Let's watch. Yeah, that is the humbleness and decency that Lieta will be bringing to the pitch. Well, if she was a soccer player, which I do wish for her, because sometimes knowledge, it amazes me, especially for a young lady like herself. As we extend further, we also want to celebrate our queens that we managed to see over this past month of March. And most definitely, we celebrate two. That is first and foremost Miss Ebony 2025. The inaugural Miss Ebony was held in Glenlawn, Harare just this past week, and we are so excited to also be bringing to your screens perhaps Chengeto Kanyai, the latest, newest, as well as trending queen who took over the reins and will be representing Zimbabwe in South Africa. Now, we also got to hear from her. We caught up exclusively here on Trending with Curtly with the most recent queen and perhaps the newest on the block, and most definitely we wish her the best. Let's just hear a few of her words upon winning her crowned queen position.
I would like to thank the Miss Ebony organizers for this opportunity. The journey has been nothing but wonderful. We've learned a lot. And also I'd like to thank all the queens. They are all queens. I have learned a lot from each and every one of the queens. And I would like to thank Zimbabwe for this opportunity. And I can only promise flames in South Africa. Thank you.
Beauty and brains brought together there, and we appreciate the Miss Ebony organizers, a celebration of culture, heritage, and yes, we also got to see that even the cuisine that was at that particular event was nothing to do with your everyday, Western foods. It was also very traditional, speaking highly to the theme of the day. We also celebrate one particular queen, and that is none other than Pauline Marere, who was previously Miss Environment. She went ahead to take on many other sashes before she became 2025's Miss Supranational, and we celebrate her once again. This was at national level. She's going to go ahead to be representing Zimbabwe, and yes, she is a reigning queen once again. We got to learn that her sashes as well as her accolades go as far back as the early 2000s, as she's been fighting in this modeling industry. So we wish her the best as she goes ahead to represent Zimbabwe in the international Miss Supranational competitions. And we say congratulations, Makoro Koto Amhlope, as the song being played by Oliver Mtukudzi there was playing in the background. And on that note, like I said to you, we're going to close off with perhaps a modeling note, but a sporty note. But the sports here on Trending with Curtly Tapedza. My name is Curtly Gwindi, Kurt by name and not by nature. Please make sure you engage with our pages at Trending with Curtly, and of course my official pages at Curtly Gwindi. Always excited to be celebrating, I think, our very last queen we're going to celebrate, well, obviously besides Tanaka and Margaret, is Lieta. All we can say is that the humbleness and decency you're going to bring to the segment, we do hope it's for real. Lieta, it's over to you.
I'm not